Welcome to the Spiritual Hustler Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Zweig, multi-seven-figure serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, and branding and business coach. And this is a show where we are redefining the word hustle, reclaiming our true feminine nature of magnetism, and putting down the self-judgments and shame around loving to work and making a lot of money at it. On this show, you're going to learn how to stop hustling and start spiritually hustling. By pressing play, you are now part of a new movement of women who don't hustle for money. We hustle for meaning. We don't hustle from lack. We hustle for love. We don't hustle from survival. We hustle for humanity's thriving. We hustle toward healing the ancestral programming of fear and step into a new understanding of safety in the body to receive. This shift isn't going to only heal your life, it's going to make you a whole lot richer too. This is the Spiritual Hustler Podcast. Well, hello, my beautiful spiritual hustlers, and welcome back to the podcast. Oh, I am so excited to be with you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend just a little bit of your day right here with me. And honestly, I hope that you feel like I do, the connection to all of the beautiful women that tune into this podcast. I have chills right now. I just really can't stop with the chills. I feel the potency of my guides, the collective, angels all around, all the time, coming through my field into my heart. And I hope that you feel it too. I hope that you get those little tiny goosebumps across your body on a constant basis that are just there to remind you that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. That's at least how I take those signs. It's like they're saying, yes, you are following the timeline, Jess. Keep leading from your heart. Keep connecting with people who are high frequency. Keep being inspired. Keep sharing your truth. And I just want to quickly say, if you're new here, welcome. Maybe this is your first time listening to this podcast, and I truly know that you stumbled here not by accident, not by coincidence, but by complete divine timing and design. And if you are not new, welcome back. You know the drill. Here on the Spiritual Hustler Podcast, we talk all things business and spirituality, because I do not think that those two things are mutually exclusive. I think that we are here having a human experience as a soul from another part of the universe that chose to incarnate here for this very specific time on an assignment that only you know, that is yours, that is connected to your own evolution and purpose and what you are meant to share with this world, so that you can remember just who the fuck you came here to be, to express that authenticity and that truth and that light, to make a difference, to make money, to create more freedom, to shift consciousness. That is what light workers, spiritual hustlers, women of the new earth rising are here to do. So we break down how to do that more effectively, more strategically, more tactically, more easily, more abundantly, so that we can grow businesses that truly allow us to live our best life and make the impact that only we came here to make, while also doing the deep soul work and connecting to the codes of astrology and Akashic records and plant medicine and feng shui and all of the fun things that we talk about here on the podcast as well. And on Thursdays, I bring you a tiny little key inside my Unlocking series, where I take a key, a aha, a moment, a breakthrough, a breakdown sometimes, a trigger, a heartbreak, a moment of awakening that has allowed me to unlock the locks that have been keeping me stuck in a consciousness that is not serving me, whether that's self-limiting beliefs, victim consciousness, wounding, blocks to my own self-worth, self-deprecating thoughts, criticism towards myself or other people. And when we truly unlock the bullshit and we step through the keyhole of truth, real truth with a capital T, that is when we expand into what I believe is our ultimate nature, which is our limitless nature, where there are no ceilings to how joyful, how beautiful, how abundant, how magnetic, how powerful, how successful, how confident, how fun we can feel on a daily basis in our lives. That is the human experience. It is supposed to be like that, sisters. It's supposed to be fun and magical and connected and aligned all the time. And it's the matrix that gets us locked up inside of the dark, self-limiting beliefs. And I hope that every time you come to this podcast, you open up a whole new portal into your own possibility and potential so that you can continue to walk the walk of a woman who is leading her own life as an example of freedom. That is the year of the fire horse, may I add. This is all about stepping into our own gorgeously unbothered, trailblazing lanes because no one is you, riding free and independent of what anyone else expects of you, so gorgeously unbothered to run like the beautiful, majestic, free and fast horse that is here to carve her own lane. This is the year for female entrepreneurs and female leadership. Hear me now. I've been saying it all year and I'm only going to continue to talk about it because I'm feeling this frequency. Now, today's unlocking, it's all about church. I'm going to take a hard left turn, or is it a right turn, or is it a quantum turn into a moment that I had a few weeks ago at church. And I don't even go to church because I'm Jewish. And I will tell you guys, I'm sure you all understand this at this point if you've been here a minute, and if you're really new, you already have picked up what I'm putting down. I walk the walk of the woo, okay? Meaning I am deeply devoted to my spiritual practice. I go to my altar every morning and I pray and I attune and I connect and I set intentions. I work with the full moon and the new moon every single month to orient those intentions and seed them and release what's blocking me. I go outside. I talk to trees. I'm not joking. We just planted all of this beautiful new landscaping in front of our house. And I went to every single plant a couple weeks ago and introduced myself to them because I feel like they should know me and I should know them. And Mother Earth is the ultimate goddess of all things we should worship and connect to remind us that we are a part of a greater living intelligence than just what we see in the 3D reality staring at our computers and running errands all day. I digress. I read a ton of books. I listen to meditations. I go to spiritual places across the world. I've been to Egypt. I've talked about it. I've been to Avalon. I've been to Bali. I've been to Morocco. I've been to South America and the indigenous tribes. I've spent my whole life devoting myself to connect to source intelligence, Gaia, God, goddess, spirit, the galactic council, you name it. I believe that relationship to spirit is the most intimate, personal, one-to-one relationship you will ever cultivate in your life. More than your partner, more than your family, more than your children, more than your animals, more than your closest friends. Like that relationship is between you and you, sister. Okay? So that being said, I don't really go into houses of worship very often because I really don't feel like I need to, because that relationship is so strong. Not that I'm above it or I don't think that that has value. It's just not part of my practice. And I'm not religious. Like I'm Jewish, but I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And I believe that there is something to be learned from every single faith, truly, because sidebar, it's all the same. Anyway, it's all the same. I have a dear friend in town. I live in Nashville, and she is one of my closest sisters. And I have just watched her activate, expand, become such a living, walking embodiment of spirit and God and channeling love and power and source. And it's absolutely transformed her business and her life and her marriage and her content and her community and everything about her. I just love her so much. And she goes to church every single weekend. And she has for the last, I think, 2 years. And she keeps inviting me because she knows I'm open. And I have always felt the call. In fact, I've been telling her, please take me with you. I really want to go to church because it just sounds like a beautiful church, not the dogmatic, puritanical, punishing, sinful driven narrative that I know a lot of churches can be, and I only know this from my Christian friends, is why they've left the church. And this friend of mine was actually one of those friends that like didn't go to church like decades, had to sort of remove herself from that. And then she started going back to this one particular place in Nashville that has clearly the vibration. I'm a frequency person. I can just tell like, yeah, this place sounds like really beautiful. And let me come with you sometime. And I finally had a free Sunday and I decided to go. And I walked into this church, and the second I walked in, I started crying. Not because I was like, oh my God, I've been missing this, but because I could feel the frequency of love everywhere. I was bathed in this collective sense of community-driven consciousness around the light, love, God. It was so powerful from the second that I stepped in. And the music began, and, the lyrics are beautiful, but it was really, again, the frequency of the vibration of the music that just continued to open my heart. And then the pastor got up and started speaking. And the more he spoke, the more I was affirmed that religious, spiritual spaces, no matter the dogma, when they are speaking to and from love, it's all the same. And this particular sermon was around the codes of what I speak about on this podcast and in my work and in my books and in my friend circle and on Instagram and in my communities like Feminine Frequency Business School and in my retreats and masterminds. The codes of reciprocity and generosity. I have the chills again. And the pastor said something that stopped me in my tracks. I wrote it down on my iPhone. Obviously, I was so inspired by this. I'm doing a whole podcast about it. And he said, God's love is unconditional. And I do believe that. Call it God, call it the goddess, call it Mother Earth, call it Great Spirit, call it the universe. It doesn't matter. I do believe that whatever that is, its love for me is unconditional. And then he went on to say something else. That wasn't the complete point. He said, God's love is unconditional, but his blessings are not. And it hit me like a bullet of iridescent light. It was uncomfortable when he said that. And it also was a good discomfort. I was like, ooh, that one's hitting, and it's sitting with me in a really beautifully uncomfortable way. The truth is, my friends, and I'm calling myself out here too, we walk around life as powerful women of the new earth, looking to make our dreams come true, right? To manifest all of the abundance, to live our most powerful, expressed, free, fun lives like I've been talking about on the show every single week. The question is, what's next? Where can I go? How can I get it? How can I grow it? Where will I receive it? What's the next thing that I should do for me, for my business, for my strategy, for my bottom line, for my freedom, for my insert your goal? And going back to my quick little quip on how I went and talked to my plants the other day, it's like, this is as ancient as spirituality and earth religions go. It was always about an exchange. It was always about offering to receive. It's always been about being in right relationship. And the key word there is right, not just being in relationship, but being in right relationship, aligned relationship, integrous relationship, loving, equal relationship. And I had a client just a couple days later come to me because she was stressed that she potentially lost her trademark for something she was building. She was so excited about the name. She was super tied to the brand. And I completely understand that feeling. And I could have guided her to, go workshop it on Claude, or go back and talk to your attorney and see if there's a workaround, or, get out your whiteboard and start coming up with new ideas on how to spin it. And I gave her the same advice that I would give to myself, that I would give to you, that I am giving to you. And I just said, go outside and make an offering to Mother Earth. Like, go outside and attune to what you can offer her, since she gives you so much all the time. Is it flower petals? Is it fruit? Is it simply your attention and your gratitude? In this sermon, of course, there was the conversation around tithing, which is such a beautiful spiritual practice. And, the pastor said, God does not want your money. God wants your heart. And again, I got it. It sat so deeply in my soul. I don't think this is about necessarily giving money, although if you have it, you should give it. It's about giving your devotion. It's about giving your offering. It's about giving your time, your love, your attention, your energy to something that might not be that easy or takes you an extra few minutes or an extra hour or an extra day, where you demonstrate a moment of putting your own needs, your own desires, your own agenda, your own goals aside, and putting God, Goddess, the earth, love, it's all the same, first. If you want to receive blessings in your life, the first question doesn't need to be, how can I go get it? How can I manifest that? The invitation is to ask a different question. If I want to receive, what am I willing to give? It does not have to be complicated. It doesn't even have to cost you that much time or money. It just needs to cost you your heart, genuinely, presently, fully. I think that key is the key that unlocked me in a way that hadn't in a while. And I'm not necessarily going to go to church every Sunday. It was just a reminder that one of the biggest laws of the universe, the laws of abundance, the laws of God, and I would call it the law of any woman that is walking the path of the divine feminine, because God is goddess, same, is a woman who walks in reciprocity. I just came out of a beautiful 2-day mastermind with some of the most successful online entrepreneurs in the industry. 7, multi-7, 8, multi-8, 9-figure CEOs were in that room. And nobody came in asking, what can I get from this room? Every one of us asked, what can I give to this room? And that energy, that frequency, that law is worth more than you can even put into a quantifiable dollar amount. God's love will always be unconditional. I truly know that in my soul, but his blessings are not. So take stock of what blessings you're calling in, write them down, and then on another set of paper, write down all of the things that you are willing to give, and start there every day. I love you all so much. I bet you weren't expecting me to take you to church on the Spiritual Hustler podcast, but I had to today. And it really reminded me that the codes of the light, of spirituality, of devotion to God, Goddess, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And if you really are a woman who is walking that walk, you're not moving through life asking what you can get. That's not the talk track. It's always going to be, what can I give? And that, sister, trust me, take it from somebody who has maybe at times forgotten that, but has remembered that at the same time over and over and over again, is the complete unlock to more blessings than you can ever fucking imagine. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next episode of the Spiritual Hustler podcast. Bye, guys.